Hiya. So, you learned the major and minor keys, you survived, you felt powerful. Then someone said, just use the parallel minor. And now your brain is buffering. Today we're fixing that. Parallel keys, the fastest way to make your music sound emotionally complex while technically doing almost nothing. Parallel keys are simple. Same tonic, different scale. So, for example, C major and C minor. Notice same root note and they will have a different emotional vibe. Think of it as the same person with two different personalities. The major wants to drink water and go outside. The minor wants to compose at 2 a.m. in the morning and call it self-care. We change 3 notes and get emotional instability. So C major, and C minor. You might already be thinking, hold on, there's loads of other scales I can think of that start with C at the beginning. Yes, you're correct, but let's just keep it simple. We'll stick with major and minor for this lesson. Okay, let's clear this up before the comments do. Relative keys are the same notes but with a different tonic. So C major and A minor are relative keys. They're the same ingredients with different starting points, but parallel keys, which we're talking about, the same tonic, different notes. So C major, C minor. Same house, different lighting, possibly different therapist. If the root changes, it's not parallel anymore. It's just something else. So you might be thinking, why do composers use parallel keys? Well, one example is instant mood shift. Just start happy, switch to the parallel minor. Suddenly, why do I feel something different? Because you've changed 3 notes. That's it. Another reason to know about parallel keys is when you use borrowed chords. You don't even need to fully switch keys. You just steal chords from the parallel key. So there's a music theory alert here because music theory calls this modal mixture because stealing sounds unprofessional. In C major, for example, you might borrow F minor, A flat major, B flat major. And the third reason is for plot twist endings. So this is the opposite of the first example. You start minor, but you end in a parallel major. It's a classic soundtrack move. So the character suffers, the character learns a lesson, and everything glows. It's emotional manipulation, and it works every time. Right, let's think how we can use this as a composer without causing complete chaos. All we're going to do is change one chord. So this progression, C, F to G to C, all we're going to do is change the F to an F minor. So we're swapping the 4th chord of the major to the 4th chord of the minor. That's it. Now you're expressive. Tip number 2, keep the melody similar, if not the same. So let the harmony do the heavy lifting. We're going to use this melody. Let's do it all in major. Now let's swap out that F major for the F minor. And tip number 3, use it where emotion changes. This is more related to songwriting, but pre-chorus tension is a great place to put some parallel minors in, or if your bridge is having an existential crisis, or maybe you need that final chorus redemption. Basically, anywhere the singer looks off into the distance. Okay, now you know about parallel keys, let's just avoid some common disasters. So changing keys every few bars, that's not advanced, that's panic. If you borrow every chord, that's called harmonic soup. And assuming minor is sad, I think you'll probably find dance music disagrees with you there. Here's a quick exercise for you. Try this right after this video. Write 4 bars in a major key, replace one chord with its parallel minor version, and then pretend you meant to do it all along. Congratulations, you are now using the same trick film composers have used forever. So there you have it. Parallel keys are basically emotional shortcuts. Same home note, different universe. So try it out, experiment, be dramatic. If this helps, like and subscribe is always appreciated. Next time we'll talk about modes, which are just scales with marketing.